Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, today it's being winter in Arkansas. It's pretty chilly, but anyways, I got my new hoodie on, so we're all good there. If y'all missed that last video, go check it out. My new custom shirts and hoodies are finally done. But in today's video, we're going to be going over my first 5,500 miles in the red truck here. So I'm going to go over here, hop in the truck, and we're going to go for a little ride because I don't want to stand out here in the rain. Luckily, I got this little awning deal, but I'm going to go start the truck. We're going to take a little ride and talk about it. And when it quits raining, we're going to get started on this car again. And the black Mustang, which is right there, the Jeep, and the white car. So we're going to get all that stuff done and out of the way. And maybe after we get that stuff done, look for another rebuild or another build. But anyways, I'm gonna fire the old red truck up and we'll go for a little ride. Alright, so as it's now pouring down rain, or sounds like because we're under the tree, let me see, it fires up pretty quick. Shows to be right here 46 degrees, and I'm wearing flip-flops. Yay for me. But we're gonna hit the good old climate control here, and got the heated seats on today. But so far we love this truck. Drive this truck a ton. Alright, but so far, absolutely love this truck. See there, 55.42 on the mileage. We drive this truck a lot, especially now that it's getting colder. Because if y'all didn't know, this truck, the AC doesn't work. So we had to ride around all summer with the windows down, which is completely fine. But the leather seats here didn't make that a very enjoyable process. But we do drive this truck a ton now, especially since it's getting cooler, it's getting winter, all those things, as we're at the end of October now. But if y'all know, my grandpa, he drives the old blue truck, the 09, and we drive this truck more than it. If he has his choice, because I let him drive all the time, I don't care, but his choice is to drive this over the blue truck. So he has actually talked about trading that in on a 2018 or getting one of these. So I guess we'll figure that out in the future. But anyways, I'm gonna pick back up here in a minute after we get a little ways from the house. Alright guys, so we're now a little ways from the house, but I thought since we're on this road here that's horrible, kind of show y'all one of the things I don't like about this truck. I'm sure you can hear it. The thumping noise every time I hit a bump is the cab bushings. I thought it was the bed loose when we bought the truck, but got it home, and actually a couple of months ago, probably 2 months ago, we put it in the shop, and I looked, and the cab bushings for both of the rear mounts are completely gone. There's no bushing there. So So every time we hit a bump, it comes up and hits the bolts, hits the washers on the bolts, and that's the noise. But I will be getting to that sometime or another. Just got to figure out what I want to do. But got to do that. I need to replace the shocks on this truck because they're pretty loose. But it's not too bad for a 06 Super Duty. But gotta do that. I need to put a flasher relay in here. I have one, finally. I just need to get to doing that. I have everything to delete the muffler on this truck. Gotta get around to that. I have the piping to do it, and the little couplers. So I just have to get around to doing that. I was going to do that before we went to Mississippi last time, but with our beautiful weather, we didn't get around to that. So it is what it is. It's not like we got to do it. And we're going to be taking, I think, this truck to Mississippi here in a couple weeks. So that'll be another deal there. I need to change the oil on it before we do that. When I bought it, the dealership bought it from, changed the oil the day I picked it up and put brand new tires on it, so I'm going to do a kind of a review on those too. But like I said, so far love this truck. Get it out on the interstate because we do a ton of interstate driving, and it does great. I'll get up to 55 or so here, speed limit, and you can set the cruise on this truck just like that, and you can cruise 55 all day long. Same thing at 70, 75, 80 on the interstate, no issues. As far as fuel mileage, get about 17 or so. I figured up, but not too bad for a diesel pickup. As far as towing, I haven't been able to use the gooseneck yet. I do have the gooseneck in the yard, I'm sure, as y'all seen. Got to put new axles under it. Got to put new tires on it. Right now it's got mobile home axles, and pretty hard to find mobile home tires. So we're going to get around to that. But I want to get some of the cars done first, and then we'll be able to test out the gooseneck. But as y'all do know, I bought the Jeeps, the Mustangs, 3 Mustangs, the green truck, and this has towed all of those with no issues at all. That's pretty light work for this truck, actually. But, and as far as, as options on this truck, I do like the climate control thing over there. I do wish this truck had the sunroof. That's one thing this truck doesn't have that I wish it did. But that is kind of what it is. But as far as the overall driving of this truck, this is my first diesel. My grandpa has only had one diesel. He had an 02 Cummins that he bought brand new in 02, and I only had it for like a year and a half or so. So pretty new to diesels. He did used to work at International, working on buses and such as that. So he does know quite a bit about diesel engines, especially these 6.0s, because he did work at the. Alright, anyways, like I was saying, I do want to get into some modification type stuff on this truck. This truck is completely stock, except for it does have the metal charge pipe cold on the cold side, and that is it engine wise. And it was relatively, well, it still is relatively stock when I got it. So I do want to do the charge piping, the cold air intake, exhaust, that kind of thing, but I wanted to get some miles on the truck, make sure everything's good on it, and you know, make sure it's a keeper, not something that you have issues with, and that kind of thing. So, but like right now, cruising 55, as y'all can see, no issues at all. Just cruising down the highway. Rain doesn't seem to phase this truck at all. It's a heavy truck, so it doesn't float around. That's one thing me and my grandpa talked about the other day when we drove this truck in the rain, is that the 09, the blue truck, it floats around a lot in the rain, and because it doesn't weigh anything. Now this truck, I mean, it's solid all the way, you know. Even on 65 highway here, where we have, this is an older highway that has the ruts in it, as y'all can see, still no issue. So it does pretty good. It does have a little bit of steering wheel play, but that's not no big deal. But so far, like I said, love the truck. I mentioned this before in a video. The turning radius on this truck isn't so great, especially the, you know, with having the four-wheeler have the solid front axle. It's not all that great, and the power steering pump in this truck isn't very happy if you're trying to, say, back up to a trailer or whatnot. But that's really all that I can complain about. And I think that's really all the issues we only had with this truck, with 5550 on the miles. So I will probably do another video at maybe 20 or so thousand miles, but that'll be down the road. So this is my daily driver. That's why I haven't jumped into it crazy with modifications or anything. I don't want to make this truck like a light truck where you can't drive it in the rain. You don't want to take it on trips and things of that nature. So that's why it's stayed pretty well stocked up until this point. I do want to tint the windows, you know, little stuff like that, wheels and tires, but nothing super crazy. I'm not going to do a big lift, not going to do crazy wheels and tires or any of that kind of thing. I might not even lift this truck at all. I thought about just doing a leveling kit, you know, headlights, maybe bumpers, grill, that kind of thing, but other than that, that's probably about it. But as far as the truck goes, it does great. But here in Greenbrier, we do have a bunch of turns like this up here that I'm about to show y'all, and it's interesting to say the least. So as y'all can see, all of our streets are like 90s. You come up to it and then immediately have to turn. Every single one of our streets is like this, and I don't understand why, but I guess somebody above my pay grade had an idea, so I guess it is what it is. But other than that, so I'll show you what you gotta kind of do here. There you go. That's what amazed a lot of people that live around here, is when I had the Visions on the white truck, I never curved them. Just gotta take wide turns. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the house, end this video out, and I guess give kind of my final conclusion of the trip. Alright, so I decided to take one of the longer ways home. And this road here, the guy that lives at this house here, I'm not going to show the house, but he lives right over here off the side of the road. I guess complained to the right person. Yes, see, that's where we're picking up speed. And now the speed limit is 30 through here for a good mile or so. And that's one thing this truck doesn't do very well, is 30. 30 and 35 isn't generally its strong suit, but I guess if you don't have ridiculously low speed limits, that's not an issue. Here we have a lot of 30s, a lot of 45s, like right now. This turns into a 45, and there's literally nothing out here. As you can see, there's literally nothing out here. I don't understand why they do that, but I guess that's not for me to understand. But you gotta, especially in our little town here in Greenbrier, there's a lot of cops that sit in a lot of places. Like a while ago when I ended out one of the clips, well, there was a cop sitting in a church parking lot kind of watching. But they sit everywhere here, and that's one thing I'm very surprised that I've never been pulled over. I've never been pulled over in the white truck. It's very weird, but you gotta pay close attention to this truck. But I guess it is what it is. Like right now we're doing 50 effortlessly. But truck ride's great, even on these very terrible roads. A lot of the roads here, they add culverts and such as that, and well, like I showed the other day in the video of the 37s on the white truck, doing the kind of first impressions video on those, they literally put culverts like every couple hundred feet, and it's ridiculous. Here's one. That was actually pretty smooth. There's another one right up here. There's probably 2 or 3 in this like mile stretch of road, and they're even worse closer to our house over there. They're probably every couple hundred feet in the road, I would say. But I guess it is what it is. Here they believe more in patching roads instead of fixing roads. But like right here, they just patch them. Probably the best thing to do on a lot of these back roads and stuff is ride the yellow line. If y'all see me do that a lot, that's why. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the house and end out the video. Alrighty guys, so here we are back at the house, and I'll just say I was thinking about it a little bit more on the way home, and I must say this truck thoroughly does impress me. Seems like every time I drive this truck, here, let me go park in the yard. Back here somewhere. That way we're not getting raindrops off the tree. But anyways, like I was saying, this truck does thoroughly impress me. Will I buy another one of these? That's a big question. A lot of people have. Absolutely. Me and my grandpa, because y'all know we do a couple of the like split builds like we did on the black car and we're gonna do on the green truck. That helps him, helps me, all that kind of thing. Actually, a lot of that is for his kind of retirement fund. But anyways, we have been talking about doing a diesel truck, actually. Kind of build. We talked about doing a diesel truck, talked about doing a lowered truck. I'll turn this on. Talked about doing a lowered truck, talked about doing a diesel truck, talked about doing a lowered diesel truck. That'd be pretty neat. I've never done lowered, he's never done lowered. We got lowering springs for that car that I plan to do sometime or another. I do have those. They're actually in the back of the truck here under that big cover. But I do have those, so I am going to lower that car. But you know, I've never done any kind of lowered vehicle. I have the large lifted truck over there. I'm going to level this one. I leveled the blue truck, so I would kind of like to do a lowered truck, maybe like a lowered cammed Silverado, something of that nature. But again, this is all ideas. So I would, like I was saying, I would absolutely buy another one of these in a heartbeat. If the right deal comes along, I would buy one right now today. Because I mean, it's like, again, like I told my grandpa and like we talked about before, this truck thoroughly amazes me. I'm sure it does him as well, because he loves driving this truck. Every time we go somewhere, he has no problem driving. And I used to drive everywhere. I guess that's kind of the new driver thing, is you want to drive all the time everywhere. But anymore, I don't really care to drive everywhere. And in this truck, he has absolutely no problems driving this truck. The white truck over there, you know, he doesn't really enjoy driving that truck because it's big, it's everything else. It's real extra, I guess you could say. But this truck, again, it thoroughly impresses me. And one more thing that I don't like is this truck has the 26 gallon tank. I wish I had the 36, but I guess that comes with the little short bed there. But that can be changed, I'm sure. But anyways, guys, I think that's about all. To kind of sum things up, I absolutely love this truck. I would buy another one of these trucks in a heartbeat. You know, everybody talks bad about these 6.0s, and I love this truck. I love this truck as a daily driver. I would drive this truck anywhere as long as it's not hot, because driving with the windows down sucks. If the air worked in this truck, I would drive this truck anywhere, any time of the year. It don't matter. But I believe that's all, guys. So I'm gonna end the video out here. If you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please leave a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody has an awesome day. And stay tuned, because like I said, after we get the black car done, the white Mustang done, and the white Jeep almost done, we are going to be looking for another project vehicle. Whether it's like this kind of project vehicle, whether it's a rebuild like those down there, keep an eye out for that stuff, because we will be looking. I enjoy the rebuilds, so if I can find a truck to rebuild, maybe one of these, Silverado, Duramax, something along that lines, I would definitely do that. So I think the rebuilds are one thing that ain't going anywhere. It's just, the only bad thing about it is it takes a while to get some parts, and that's what we're experiencing with the little Mustang. down here right now, the little black car, is it needs a new, the crash bar is bent. Well, can't really find them online unless you get a used one off of eBay, and then people want way too much for them. And our local junkyard here in Greenbrier, here in town, won't sell just the crash bar by itself. He wants to sell the whole bumper, absorber, and crash bar, which does not work for me because all three cars have good bumpers and I don't need another one laying around. So we got to find something, or we're probably just going to bend that one back out straight and call it good. But I am hoping to start doing some newer cars, so hopefully that'll be in the future. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go in here. I got some decals to make, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.